What's up, guys? Welcome back to Healthy Recipe. We're gonna break out the crock pot today, and we're making some Greater Northern white beans. White beans are really delicious. They're creamy, and these are gonna be almost like a soup, but it's gonna be really hearty and delicious tasting. We're using a ham hock to flavor them, and also we're gonna cook our aromatics and some bacon to get that smoky flavor throughout the entire dish. We're also using smoked paprika, so it's gonna be really amazing, and it's gonna be easy to make for you busy cooks. So let's get right to work. Let's go over our ingredients real quick. We have here about 5 strips of nitrate-free uncured bacon. I have some Worcestershire sauce, 1 jalapeno diced to small pieces, cooking oil, smoked paprika, some fresh thyme, which is optional if you guys don't have it. I know sometimes this kind of stuff is hard to find, but it will add a nice flavor. It's kind of like almost like an oregano. Cumin, seasoned salt. You could use salt instead. This was just on sale and I wanted to give it a try because it doesn't have any bad ingredients in it. I have about 8 ounces or about 2 cups of string beans. I have a food scale here, so I've been weighing some of my ingredients. Let me know below if you guys would rather see the ingredient weight or the volume. I have about a half a red onion diced. I have 6 cloves of garlic finely minced, 2 ham hocks. This is smoked ham, smoked pork. So if you guys can get, you know, like a ham bone or anything like that, if you can't find this, any type of ham or salty type of pork will work great for flavoring these beans. I have a half a cup of crushed organic tomatoes, 1 pound of cubed red potatoes that are peeled, and I have here 2 cups of Greater Northern white beans that I left soaking for about 3 hours, and basically they just swell up and they become tender. If you don't do this, if you go right to cooking them, they're going to be so tough that it's going to take you 20 hours to soften them up. So make sure when you get dry beans that you soak them for at least a few hours before cooking them. So that's basically it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do to win a little bit of time and get ahead is I've left my crock pot heating already because it takes a long time to heat up. I'm going to drop the 2 pounds of beans, and I'm also going to add about another 1.5 cups of water to them. This will start cooking and flavoring the beans already while we start working on our aromatics. I like to do the aromatics separately because I like to get that sauteed flavor, that caramelization into the beans or the soup or anything else that I'm doing. It's just a technique that I've always used, and it gives a lot more flavor. I'm just gonna render this bacon fat and then saute our onions and our garlic in here, and then we're gonna transfer that over. We're actually gonna deglaze the pan with some of that crushed tomato also and a little bit of white cooking wine. Okay, now we're gonna drop our onions, the garlic, now we're gonna add our crushed tomatoes to help deglaze this pan. All we're doing over there is getting those beans infused with that ham hock, that smoky, salty flavor, and we're building most of the rest of our flavor here with our aromatics. While that's going on, we're gonna go ahead and put the string beans in. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of cumin. I'll do about a half a tablespoon of seasoned salt, and we'll add more later to taste if we need some, or we'll add more salt. You don't want to go crazy in the beginning. And about a couple of teaspoons of smoked paprika, and this is gonna play on that smoky flavor from the ham hock and all of that. It's gonna be a really good salty smoky flavor. I'm gonna take my time and I'm just gonna tie it up in a knot. I'm just gonna drop that in, and I can just pull that out later. Just gonna give it some nice earthy flavor to that. Now we're gonna go in with all of this caramelized goodness. Oh, it smells so good. I can put that on bread and just enjoy it. Oh, this smells incredible already. So you guys, you could do this in the morning, you know, leave that on and even leave it on low for 8 hours. Come home and you got yourself a delicious meal. This doesn't need anything. Just serve it in a bowl and eat it. So we'll come back in about 4 hours and see what this looks like. Okay guys, so it's been about 4.5 hours on high, and about 2 hours in I took the ham hocks and I cut some of the meat out of them into small pieces, and then I put them back in the bone so I can get more of that collagen out of it. And also I had 2 small bok choys that I chopped and threw in there. Bok choy is great with white beans. So basically this is what we have. It looks super creamy. So I'm gonna go ahead and serve them. And you can certainly cook these longer if you want them more well done. I just like my beans with a little bit of texture. Like most of my food, I don't really like too much to be pureed. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grate a little bit of cheese on top, just to add a little bit of creaminess and flavor, and also just to make it a little brighter. So there you have it guys. There's my northern white beans recipe with smoked ham hock. I hope you guys enjoyed it and give this a try. This recipe can also be made vegan. You can just use coconut oil instead of the bacon, and you can leave out the ham hock. You could use tofu as your meat, or just leave it with just beans. You don't have to add tofu if you don't want to. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you do give this a try. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so you can see new videos every week. And I'll see you guys on the next one. So now it's time to give these a try and see what they came out like. They've been torturing me for the last 4.5 hours. I just kept on tasting to see if they were done, but they were still a little bit, they needed more time. So now they're tender. They're ready. I put a little bit of shredded cheese and some smoked paprika on top and give them a try. Super delicious, creamy. They have a nice smoky flavor from the ham hock in there. A little bit of that smoke and the bok choy goes really well together. They're loaded with fiber and tons of nutrients, and they're really good for you. So if you're looking to cook a new different type of beans, give northern beans a try for sure.